Okay, so let's look at transitioning to sit-up guard and why we would do that. We'll just do it this way. So we're playing the same game. I've got double sleeve. I've got my strong Delahiva hook in. We've looked at off balancing backwards. We've looked at overheads. We've looked at the Barambola and both those positions as well. Sometimes when you go for the overhead, Matthew starts to lean back, so he's putting more of his weight on his left leg, his rear leg. If that's the case, I'm going to give myself a hernia. You can't force a move in Jiu-Jitsu. I have to go with what he gives me. So if he's going backwards, I'm coming up. So that foot that was on the hip just slides down till somewhere between his knee and his hip. And in one movement, as my Delahiva hook comes out and my heel comes to his heel, I'm pushing, and that momentum of me pushing his leg back brings me up. So again, I want the crook of my arm around the back of his knee. I can't go shallow here. I have to be aware that the two responses Matthew can do from this position is windshield wiper his foot to the outside, or win the underhook and start going in the knee slice passes from that position. So if you're not paying attention to the details from there, you can end up in a lot of trouble. So I've got my two grips. So my left heel is tight until I make that grip. Now if I'm hugging with the crook of my arm and Matthew tries to windshield wiper out, no, it's just not going to happen. I'm also tight here, so I'm pinching my left shoulder into his right leg. Try to get your underhook. And the whole time I'm doing that, I'm just thinking of passing the grip off, finding the collar, and now from there I'm just going to drop him down. Again, from this position, cradle's here if you know the pass. So I just find the collar and bring my elbow to the far back of his head. Second hand comes in, second knee comes in, winning the underhook. Right hand replaces, head goes on the mat. And I move to side control. Just get another angle on that one. So from here, I've got double sleeve. I've got my strong Delahiva hook. Foot's coming on the hip. I'm starting to work my whole overhead and Matthew's leaning back. Foot slides down somewhere between the hip and the knee. And as I push, I'm also gluing my elbow to my body. His backward movement is helping me get up, so I'm not using my core, engaging my core the whole time. Also, I'm taking out the Delahiva hook because I need to control his right foot from stepping out. So it's just that until I hug it. Another thing I want to be thinking about is Matthew can drive into me with that knee, and if he can win an underhook now, or even just grab the lapel, now he can turn that into a knee slice, and it's uncomfortable. So when we're here, we want that sensitivity of anytime he starts driving, I'm turning his knee. So in other words, I'm redirecting it, it's not driving straight into my chest. And as he turns, I can use that basically to sweep him. So I'm just kind of taking the angle of that, so it's not just driving into my chest. So again, from our strong Delahiva hook, double sleeve control, anytime Matthew's leaning back, knowing that I'm trying to overhead, foot drops down, push, connect your elbow to your hip, so that movement's effortless. We can do this all day long, we're not just using our core. Delahiva hook comes out and it's the crook of my arm wraps around. So again, sometimes this pass off can be difficult. I want to pass from my right hand to my left hand, Matthew's being difficult. So another thing we looked at in previous mesocycles is rather than trying to do a pass off, just stuff it between his legs. So say push, try to pull it out now, and then I can do that pass off. Again, that's just a hook grip, 4 fingers inside. I find the collar, and now from there I'm pulling on the collar, pushing on the far leg, and basically rolling Matthew over his shoulder. Once I get to there, we really don't want to just try to jump the side control. Good players are going to try and bring in that bottom knee. So as I come up and move in, he's already getting his guard back. So once I'm there, I just fill that space. I can reach through with the cradle grip and just drop. Bring your bottom three now. Then I can bring in my second knee. Win the underhook. Head comes to the other side. And I move to side control. So that is our transition to sit-up guard with sweep options.